There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Stepping on a beat. Stepping on a beat. Yep, I am back at it today. I started to watch football in 2008, and I never saw the first stint of the XFL, but basically through quick research, I found out that the reason the XFL failed its first stint in 2001 was because it seemed like it was the football version of the WWE, and it appeared that Vince McMahon did not really take the football aspect very seriously, and through that, the ratings went down. Fast forward to 2020, and it seems like Vince McMahon has finally taken this football thing seriously. Vince McMahon stated that this version of the XFL will not rely on professional wrestling inspired features and entertainment elements as its predecessor did, but this time the XFL is aiming to create a league with fewer off-the-field controversies and faster and simpler play compared to the NFL. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I like about the XFL so far. Now, I'm not heavily knowledgeable in the XFL because mainly on this channel, I cover the NFL.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
You underestimate my power!
5. Uniforms.
I do not know how you guys felt about the XFL uniforms, but I was really impressed with what I saw from some of the teams like the Renegades, the Roughnecks in Seattle. I personally thought that the uniforms were going to look way more generic in person, but these uniforms are way more professional than the uniforms the XFL used in 2001. Another thing that I thought was clever was that one of the teams, the Dallas Renegades to be exact, had an ad of Bud Light Seltzer on their helmets. So far, Dallas is the only team to have an ad on their uniforms. This is a great marketing strategy by the XFL to have Dallas be the first team to wear ads on the back of their helmets, because Dallas is like the Hollywood of football because of Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Now, the XFL did announce that in the future, other teams will have ads put subliminally in their uniforms.
Number 4. The rules.
When Wendy's first came out, they were the David to McDonald's Goliath. So how did Wendy's make a name for itself in a competitive market? They had to offer something that other burger chains did not, and they did it through clever advertising and offering the consumer more than what they paid for. I know this is a weird analogy, and I am not being sponsored by Wendy's for saying this, but when I look at the XFL right now, they know that they're not going to get the same type of attention that the NFL will get in this moment. So they have to offer exciting and innovative ways to capture the attention of the viewer. And with some of these innovative rules, the XFL is off to a great start. Now, I am only going to talk about my favorite rules in this segment, which is only a few. So if you guys want a full list of the XFL rules, I will put them in the link in the description below. So first, let's start off with the exciting overtime rules. And basically the XFL overtime goes like this.
This is the XFL overtime. This is about edge of your seat, game-ending action. There's no coin toss, no one possession wins, and no ties. Instead, XFL overtime is a shootout. So the best players on both sides always determine who wins the game. Each offense gets up to 5 one-play possessions to score from the 5-yard line. Teams get 2 points for each successful conversion. Teams alternate plays until one team is mathematically eliminated. The defense can't score, but if they make a stop or create a turnover, the play is dead. The team with the most points after the 5-round shootout wins. If it's tied after 5 rounds, then things go to single rounds until one team scores and the other doesn't. Because this is winner-take-all kind of football.
This is the best looking overtime that I have seen in any football league. I mean, and the fact that we do not have to worry about ties anymore just makes it that much more exciting. And can you imagine if they made an XFL video game? Playing this overtime would be very, very awesome. You know, the main reason I love the new XFL kickoff rules is because it's the ultimate troll to the NFL. Because you know how the NFL always preaches player safety?
Because it has been a priority. And we want to make sure that people understand what we're doing to make our game safer. Not just in the NFL, but throughout sports.
And the National Football League only makes little tweaks to help player safety. So then you randomly get, the XFL coming out with this new kickoff formation and new kickoff philosophies that can help prevent heavy collision injuries.
This is the XFL kickoff. This is about creating more opportunities for big plays. To eliminate high-speed collisions, we're shortening the distance between opposing players. The coverage team starts on the opponent's 35-yard line, and the return team starts on their own 30. When the ball is first kicked, only the kicker and receiver can move. But once it's caught or is on the ground for 3 seconds, all players are free to run, block, and tackle. We're giving players and coaches the chance to create kickoff excitement.
The only time the XFL can run a normal kickoff formation is when they're running an onside kick. And before they run an onside kick, they have to tell the official because there's no surprised onside kicks in the XFL. And that's another thing I like about the XFL, which is the officiating. The XFL officials are very engaging. I mean, fans can actually hear the referees communicate in the booth and make calls so that the fans can be more engaged and we can understand what's going on in the game. I also like the fact that one ref is responsible for ball spotting. Like in high school, we have a ball boy. So the XFL basically has a referee that's basically a ball boy, which helps the tempo of the game. This isn't something you will see in college football or the pros because usually one ref is responsible for multiple things.
Number 3, the fans.
The fans really surprised me with their support of the XFL on opening week, and it was cool to see people choose their favorite teams from scratch. People were cheering for former NFL players, and I really think people are just excited to see football in late winter because if you're a football fan, this time of the year is very dead. Now, even though you have excellent XFL fans that support this league, you also got fans who are skeptical about the XFL because of all the failures of previous football leagues in the past that have tried to compete with the NFL.
We welcome you to our brand of football.
More hardcore and more extreme. Take them down, bring them to their knees. They hate me, baby. Sit on your couch, put your chest in the air. XFL! 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 Psycho football!
The only way this league will work is with the power of the fans. And we as fans should give the XFL a chance and an opportunity to grow. And another thing, let's stop comparing a league that's been around a week or two to a league that is just celebrating its 100th season. I mean, we should not expect the XFL to be perfect right off the bat.
Number 2, an XFL video game.
For those who do not care about video games, this may not matter to you. But for those who play Madden or NCAA football, this is very exciting if the XFL makes a game, hopefully by 2K Sports, because Madden has gotten very generic to the point where amateur coders can make a better game than EA. I mean, just imagine if the XFL makes a game way more realistic than the Madden game. That would be hella exciting. There is actually a YouTuber named Soft Drink TV. He is one of my favorite YouTubers, and he basically makes sports gaming content. And he was talking about the potential of a new XFL video game. So I'll put that video in the link in the description below.
Number 1, the Commentators.
Heads up, Troy. Jeez, Troy. Get out of the way, Troy.
This is what the fans, as well as myself, are really excited for. I mean, you know what they say, the devil is in the details, and a well-commentated game is a very entertaining football game. If the XFL can find a way to keep Pat, then the XFL will keep a big part of its fan base. Kurt Menefee and Joe Klatt are pretty good announcers, but this is what I want to see. I want to see Tony Romo, Gus Johnson, and Pat McAfee as the 3 announcers in a game. That will be epic as hell. The XFL ratings will skyrocket.
Cardale Jones, Cardale Jones. The whole state of Ohio is counting on Cardale Jones.
Well, guys, that sums it up. That is my 5 favorite things about the XFL. You guys comment your 5 favorite things about the XFL. I want to thank all my new subscribers for supporting my channel. I'm sorry that this video may not be as detail-oriented as you like. And it's only due to the fact that I have been late on this XFL bandwagon because I have been focusing more on the NFL. Anyway, have a blessed day. Stay tuned.
Oh, that was the perfect. Just stay off the ball. Just don't even touch it. Marquette just hit a perfect punt. Just don't even touch it, buddy.